And what are your key priorities as we move into the next couple of months of 2026, and of course your hopes and main goals?
Yeah, so I think we have like short-term and long-term here, speaking wise. Next month, as you mentioned, the war anniversary, but of course we have also extension of the sanctions regime. So here I want to note mostly Russia individual sanctions and Belarus sanctions regime. So this is on a very primary goals is having the 20th sanctions package and having those regimes being extended. As you know, last March, we had quite a worrying situation on the delistings in the Russia sanctioning regime. Fortunately, this did not happen anymore when it comes to individual sanctions extension in September. But I think this is something to be looking for, how we extend these regimes, and we expect them to be extended in the full scope as they are now. But this is a very short-term goals now. So be it Russia individual sanctions and of course Belarus, because in Belarus also nothing have changed, and anything that is happening between US and Belarus is their bilateral relationships, which we as EU have not seen somehow sort of jeopardizing Belarus sanctions regime on EU level. So I think this is also very important to convey that nothing has changed. I maybe encourage people also to come back to 2020, the European Council conclusions on Belarus. There are really exact strict conditions. What has to change in Belarus for you to change the stance? So maybe we should also reflect on that a bit. But I think extension of the regimes and Russia 20th package, this is a very short-term goals going forward. I think we can expect some kind of the response on Iran on a different dimensions, reflecting what is happening internally, but also reflecting on still ongoing Iran support to Russia. We have, and you all have seen the recent attacks that Russia conveyed on Ukraine, and we have Iran 5 new drone, which is actually assembled and produced with the help of Iran, and all that technology that comes from there. So there might be future action on that as well. I would mention also Syria. We are closely monitoring what is happening in Syria and how as you know, basically removal of sanctions on Syria work in most jurisdictions, not only EU side. On EU side, we still have some sanctions on dual use items and on internal repression items, but we are closely monitoring how the removal of sanctions, whether this is actually supporting the goals of Syrian people inside the country. Venezuela, as you mentioned, I would not see any, like in the very short term, maybe any quick actions